Hello. Good morning to everyone. Good day. Already had people coming into the room at the start scene. Hello, Morgan. I know you're very busy. Thank you for the lurk. Actually, why didn't I do that? Then I'll get back to everything. Do a shout out from my friend Morgan. So we're back in Dragoon. I know the other day I'd said I might not be able to play this, but I've decided to give it a try. As the title suggests, we're in it's kind of a sad part in the game for me. It was sad the first time I played, but now, due to recent events, it's more impacting. But we're going to try to get through it as kind of a warning for those who find sad things sad. That's going to be next on the list. We have a cutscene that we'll be doing. I don't think it'll be bad. The worst part for me was seeing our friend Lavitz. He's no longer with us in the game, sadly. That was the last episode. The end of the last episode. Do you really believe your own hype that much? I am the hype! There we go. There's the hype. Has entered the room. The immortal Flame. Welcome, Flame. We're just getting started. I might do a few battles to get my hands warmed up because it's chilly here, and this game requires my hands to actually work. Maybe we'll find that rare creature that we were looking for, the bird, the rainbow bird. Inquisitor Nem, going for the hype. Ooh, it would help for me to change my scenes, wouldn't it? There you go. How's my little Manaphy doing? Yeah, thank you for sharing the screenshot from your Pokemon game. I love water Pokemon. Is that the newest one, Flame? I haven't gotten the new one. I need to. Okay, so let's do. Well, this isn't much of a warm-up. It's just one little slime. I thought I was on Whip Smack still. This is why we play some grindy battles in the beginning of our playthroughs, because Tinsera forgets. Yes, I'm on more and more, and I have a couple other hard ones that we're on right now. Shining Pearl! That's the one I want. I'm gonna get that. I'm doing just fine. I'm on my second cup of coffee. I was over in Mayor Emmy's room. I'm still lurking over there on my phone. I want to on my computer, but it does weird things. If I'm in somebody else's channel and I'm trying to stream, it's my computer, just can't handle it. But Mayor Emmy is streaming. Let me put that up again, actually. She's over streaming Animal Crossing. It's her third stream. She's doing so well. I felt so bad leaving. I'm going to see if I can't work out my schedule around that. She needs hours right now, I think, and people in chat. She's got her followers, which is amazing. And she's an amazing person and deserves it. No unique creatures so far, but my hands are starting to feel it. I feel like my hands have... The moves are programmed? I don't know how to word it. It's a muscle memory, I guess. Once I've played a couple battles, I'll be fine. And no, I still haven't cleaned my controller, you can see, because it's just drifting. It's the analog sticks. I should just disable them. It was a bit of a busy week. Oh, we actually got Crush Dance. That was exciting. I'm having trouble with that one. Shock of all shocks. I just woke up and I can do Crush Dance.
Double punch.
And we have Herschel now on our team. For those who weren't here for the last episode, we no longer have Lavitz. Lavitz was replaced by King Albert as our Green Dragoon. But I believe he inherits all the skills. Let's go see the wonderful menu music. There's Albert. So Albert is our new Green Dragoon. Yeah, we have all the same, pretty much the same skills. I think Albert's might actually be a little slower, but they equipped him with all of the normal stuff that we had on Lavitz. Same spells, same attacks, same weapons. So we're going to try and level Hashel a little bit because poor Hashel just joined the team and is a bit behind us. No Dragoon yet. But we'll get them caught up. It's fine. A couple more fights and then we'll go into the town. Like I said, there's some birds here that drop money. Chat in the last couple of games has been telling me where to find rare creatures. Because gold is a bit hard.
Double punch.
We're getting double punch. This is good. Now, can I get more and more?
Die.
There we go. I think this is the first time I've done it. Hashel might be just a slight bit faster in the queue, I think, than Rose is. Ping check. No response needed. No response. Okay, that's good. I think. I think my ping is good. For once, my bitrate's fairly stable here at the house. That's nice. It's probably because they're done all the road work outside. Oh no, I missed. No sign of that bird. Items to sell. We don't need the purifiers, really. I mean, they're okay in between battles, but the limited space that this game gives me, I need the combat items and hills. Doo-doo-doo-doo. 7-second delay. That's... That's actually 7? Oh, man. Should be 5. Hello. Krudik. Am I saying that right? Welcome to the stream. We're playing a little Dragoon. It's Dragoon time. This is one of my favorite games. And we've been making a little march through this playthrough. I'm not sure if you've ever played this game, but if you have any questions, just feel free to ask. We're at an interesting part of the game. We've sadly lost Lavitz.
Double punch.
Close enough. Pronunciation means little to me. Say howdy. Krudik. Krudak. Well, I didn't know, like, silent D. Krudak. Well, welcome, irregardless, friend. Thank you for notifying me of that. If it gets annoying or something, just notify me. I never know. Sometimes people come into the room, they have a specific shorthand that they like. And I try to oblige when I can. There's some fairly weird names. But yes, we're playing Dragoon. I love this game. All my friends... Thank you, Flame. The immortal flame being a flame. Oh no. I did it! I did it! I did it! I did it! Sorry, I had to interrupt the sub for that. I actually did Crush Dance. Again, and I just woke up. So, like, I'm all excited now. Thank you, Flame! Enjoy the emotes, crew deck. No more ads. That's the best part of subs. You don't gotta look at ads anymore. Just sit back and chill now. Sorry it's a little boring. I'm trying to... Oh, you know what? We actually can't go back. So I'm not at that spot that I thought I was. Because the path is cut off. So we have to go to Bell first, that's why. But yes, we're just trying to get warmed up. I didn't wake up but just a little bit ago. Got it again! Okay, I think we have Crush Dance down, which is great, because this is a very good move. More and more's a little... Ooh, trying to do more and more after Crush Dance, though, that's a bit hard. I play this game on the Japanese version because of one thing. The Pocket Station Davis Quest. Oh! I've had some chatters telling me that you guys get more spaces, too. We all pick on this. Because it's like, oh no, you go to list. Yeah, I love that I can pick up every single piece of weapon and armor in this game, but I can only have 32 items. But I believe one of my chatters was informing me that the Pocket Station one lets you have more items. Oh, that would be so cool. Because I like throwing the potions. I like the, well, not those so much. I always carry the AoE attacks. Because you never know when you're going to get that boss that, like, throws a bunch of little minions at you. Okay, so we are going this way. I was going the right way then. We don't have to grind here. But that's really cool. I should have gotten the Japanese version. We play on the Vita, actually. We're not playing on a PS1. This is the Vita TV. For any of those who are new to the channel, that's primarily what we play the PS1 games on. There's a couple of the ports that I have for the PS4, and a few that I have to get emulators for.
Ha! Ha! Double punch!
You're going to enjoy it here? Aww. Well, thank you for joining us on this playthrough. Here you go. Much love. We play all kinds of PS1 games, Kurdock. Tuesdays and Fridays right now is Storyline Night at 5 p.m. We do Front Mission 3. I take it you've crushed this game? I don't know if I would say crushed. I have beat it. When this game very first came out, it was this is actually one of the very first games ever in my life that I pre-ordered. So the last time I played it, of course the game's almost 20 years old. I played it about, I think it was about 8 years ago was the last time I touched it. This will be the first complete playthrough I've done in over 8 years.
Die.
I think the very first time this will be the first time we've ever beat it on the Vita. Because the last time I played this game, I still had a PS1. I probably shouldn't have sold it. But when the Vita TV came out, it was so useful to have this little device that I could take anywhere I wanted and play Dragoon. Or any game. Did I do the optional super boss? If you're referring to the thing linked to the Stardust, we're still collecting it. I think we have 14. But yes, I did it the first time. I did a speed run the second time I beat it when I was a kid. I mean, this was before you filmed anything. I'm not sure my hands would be up to a speed run these days. I can't remember if we needed Hild, so we'll stop into this town. Yes. You know, some of the core bosses in this game are a pain. There's some rather tricky fights in this game. The last one that we were in is the one where we lost poor Lavitz. And Lavitz is much adored here on this channel. I'm actually trying to get an emote ready. But I'm still learning the better TV emotes. Once I get that set up, I'll have one uploaded. I may just add it to the tier 1 emotes. Flame, I'm lost. You can put a counter. I thought I was supposed to go to the other town, and I think I got spun around. I remember when this game released. Oops, kind of aged myself there. Oh, not you. Hello, Marv. Welcome to the stream. I'm in the process of handling Big Fellows again. Who doesn't like me. But I guess he does like me. But welcome, welcome. We haven't done any storyline yet, Marv. Our friend from Germany. No, Herschel, don't miss. Sorry I'm always quiet when I do Crush Dance, but it's like, it takes all my focus. Maybe I shouldn't use Crush Dance. I can't think when I'm doing it. I'm just like, no. Then you got more and more, and I'm fine with it. I love when Rose does that. More and more. So excitable. Go, Ben. Kadak, are you German as well? I mean, you don't have to say. I don't want anybody to say. I was just curious, because Marv Castle here is a good friend from Germany. Joined us, I believe, last stream. It's good evening. Oh, okay, thank you. Oh, okay, Okinawa. I think you might be the first person in my stream from that part of the world. Well, welcome, friend, again. Oh, I love Twitch. See people from all over the world in one little community. Kambanwa? I am probably butchering that. Kambanwa is good evening. I suppose it is evening for you folks. It's 11:22 a.m. here. No, didn't get it. Oopie, no points there. But we haven't done the storyline, Marv. We were trying to get warmed up, and I got lost. I thought I was supposed to go back to this town, and the road's blocked. Oops. Let me look at the map. That's interesting. I was told to come back here for a special cutscene. I think we have to go to the Black Castle first. Hello, Angry. Thanks for the lurk. I know you're over at Emmy's station. Our dear friend Emmy is also streaming today. I felt so bad. I was over there watching. I'm still lurking in that room. It's her third stream. If anybody's interested in Animal Crossing, she plays it so well. She has a beautiful voice and giggle. Contagious giggle. Okay, so I messed up. I goofed. You guys are going to have to watch me go all the way back through. What's the fastest way to the Black Castle? Straight through the forest, probably? You know what? That'll give us a chance to find that polearm we missed. There's no such thing as goofing, there's only happy mistakes. Aww. I like that. That shall be my featured message for a bit. Oops. Controller drifted. Thank you, Kadak. I much appreciate that. It reminds me of an artist that I grew up with. John, welcome. Hope your day is going well, friend. You made it in time because I made a happy mistake, as Kudok said, and completely strayed off my given path. It's okay, I get time to practice push dance. Yes, there we go. I've gotten that three or four times today, so I'm pretty proud of myself, because that's... But I missed more and more. Yes, Marv. Good, Marv. Somebody who is studied knows American culture. Bob Ross, yes, Bob Ross. Happy little. We're gonna make some happy little mistakes. When I was a kid, my mom would put Bob Ross on, and I'd just sit fascinated by the man. Better to stray from the given path and discover something new than never have strayed to begin with. Think about it this way. You're getting a bunch of free XP and the addition. Thank you, Kodak. Hearts and hugs to Kodak. You're going to fit in perfect here. I'm going to have a lot of your quotes up on this. We have the art of the painting in Germany, just with German subtitles. That's so cool. Thank you, Marv. It's something I didn't know about. I didn't realize that in Germany you would even know. I mean, it's awful for me to assume that you wouldn't, but I didn't know. Never been to Germany. Never been to Germany. I need to. I really want to go there. Your minor was philosophy? Oh. I'm honored to have a scholar in the room. That's actually really cool. Is it a particular form of philosophy? I'm not sure of the schools there and which categories you study into. And you're also well versed in English, I see, which is amazing. I need to learn another language. I feel so bad. Anytime I've gone overseas and everybody speaks 3-4 languages. I understand a little Italian, and that's about it. And that's because my family's Italian. But they insisted that we speak English our whole life, so I've lost most of the words. Uh-oh. We'll go this way. Oh, okay. You had a mixed family. The best kind. Best of both worlds. There they are! Mer people. So they drop a spear and we never got it. So Kadaka's right. We have happy little accident here because we might be able to reclaim the spear that we didn't get. We did get Muru's hammer at the very last second in Helena Castle. So we have Muru's hammer, which is great because I love Muru. I can't wait to do her voices. She's so excitable.
Yes.
Can we do this on a mer person? Crush dance. Okay, I'm just gonna say following up Crush Dance with more and more is difficult. That's really hard. I think you can get the spear from a shop in Bell. Oh, I'll check, John. John, I think it might have been you who told me to go back to Bell. I tried, and the road's blocked. I think I have to go to the Black Castle first. Random person. That looks like a mistake. Me, it's only a mistake if I don't correct it. Muru is best girl. Muru is best girl. Muru is all the ooh-ooh. I love her. She has the bonk hammer. How can I not love Muru? Who doesn't like her? I love Muru. Muru, ooh. You like Miranda more? That says some taste about your women. Hey, we're all different for a reason. We can't all like the same people. And as gamers, it's fun that we all have favorite characters. I'm sorry, I'm just sitting here. I'm catching up with chat. That's just so you can see I have it tagged chatty. I know we have some new people here. Quite often, I am derailed and distracted by chatting, so I apologize. If I miss someone's conversation or you need to address me, just throw it back into the chat and I'll get to you. I promise. I will do everything in my power to address it. I love the roar. But yes, for all the people who are new, this is a very chatty station. I tend to pause at least when I need to talk a lot. And this game is great for pausing because it has some of the best menu music in the world. But I do tend to get carried away because you may or may not have read my panels, but I treat my video games as we're all in the same living room and we're just chatting over some coffee and video games. Like the old days of LAN networking. If you know what that is, more power to you. If you don't, that was when people actually had to drag their computers to each other's houses to play. We don't do that anymore. We have Twitch. That's the best part of Twitch. Angry. Welcome back, friend. My guess is angry that you're moving between the rooms. I appreciate you just stopping in and checking in. So now that I've made sure that everybody has the formal warning of my chattiness, I have to catch up on chat. Marv said that we're all Germans with ancestors in Poland and Sweden. Wow. That's amazing. I love hearing about people's backgrounds. I mean, don't dox yourself or anything, but I like hearing family history. I missed that. I'm sorry, Marv. Again, I miss things. Marv agrees that Muro and Heschel are best Dragoons. Well, that's cool. That's a good combination, too. I like Muro and Heschel together. I did see Miranda, so John likes Miranda. So you step on me, Mommy. Oh my gosh. I'm not reading that out loud. This is a family-friendly station. This is why I come too strange like this. Oh my gosh, who is raiding? Emmy! Emmy! You beautiful person, you. Watch, you're gonna get about 4 shoutouts. Emmy! Emmy and the gang, welcome in. Bean Gang's there, Octo Gang. The Emmy, Mayor Emmys. What do we call Mayor Emmys? Constituents? The Emmy constituency. Sorry, I just made myself laugh. I can't stop. Citizens! Emmy's villagers. Oh, the loves. Emma. Ella. Welcome, Ella. What was... thank you, Fruity. I'm sorry. Apologies if some of your guys' things get blocked. I bumped the... I have no idea why Automod thought that was weird. Okay. Alright. Back on topic. It got flagged again. That's okay. Just you're getting them out of the system. I was going to explain that. I didn't put those in there, by the way. Automod's just been turned up a little bit. It's okay, John. It won't happen again. Every time that we find these, it'll get out. We'll weed it out eventually. Emmy, Emmy, Emmy. And Sleepy's in here. Can I get a shout out for Sleepy Fox? Ella, I hope you and Midori are doing fine today. Welcome, everyone. Mayor Emmy, I hope your stream went well. I didn't expect to see you for a while. Oops. Apologies if I'm missing anything. My phone went off. And I'm overwhelmed with joy. I've got all my friends here just ahead. Oops, oops, oops. Permanent exception. Thank you, Morgan. I did catch that. The chat's going by so quick I've lost track of it. Right now, apologies to anybody. Constituents. Emmy's villagers. E-minis. Yeah, I need a name for Emmy's followers. Welcome, friends. We've made new friends, by the way. Everybody welcome Kadak. And, well, Marv Castle was here for our last stream. So please make them feel welcomed. Go eat, Emmy. You have to take care of human things. Oh. Go eat. Go eat. Self-care. I caught that. I keep scrolling back up and my chat is like, I don't understand what it's doing, but it keeps pulling it back down. I think because my scroll's not off. Hold on. There we go. Now I can actually see what you beautiful people are talking about. I was on a good screen. I just stopped, and so we get to all jam to the, you know, welcome to Legend of Dragoon menu music session. Any of you have been here before know that this is a common thing. Luna, welcome. I'm trying to get everybody welcomed. So many people came into the room. Fruity, welcome. I saw you. Yeah, I saw Fruity was in here blocked. We shouted out Emmy. I saw your response that you said, I thought I shouted out Emmy. If I didn't, just shout her out again. You know my stance on shouting out Emmy. You can do it every minute if it doesn't have a timer. You just keep going. Spam it. You know me, I don't mind. Marv Castle, do you have song I send you? Oh, you sent me a song, Marv? Did you DM it to me or did you email it? If you emailed it, I haven't checked my email in a few days. I've been very distracted by some things that have happened in real life. Yeah, look, Angry, Scott, Maremy, good. Thank you. Yeah, to the mods, you guys know, if somebody's in the room, you do not need to ask permission. If you know they're a streamer, please shout them out. I'm all for finding new friends. Oh, you're whispering it? Hold on. Sorry, Marv. I bet you Morgan will be able to help me with this, or somebody else who is a better streamer than me. Every time I get whispers and I'm in dashboard, I can't see them. I have to go to my own channel. It hasn't come up yet. I might be lagging out, by the way, because I had to go and see my own channel. Marv, if you hear me, just send it again and I'll see if it comes up. When I'm in dashboard, for some reason, I noticed this the other day, the whispers don't come up. Barman, what would you call mine? Alcoholics? Oh no! The bar goers. Bar dancers. I don't know, Angry. What would you call yours? Brawlers? Bar brawlers. Thank you, Morgan. I know Morgan, you're lurking. I didn't even mean to, like, say your name so that you would look at the chat. I was going to ask you later. I was going to send you a message about it because it's something that got me in the last stream. Might have to manually click message icon next to your top right. Type right. See, I don't see that. My server I'm working on is called the Nightclub. Oh, that's cool. Berries hang out. Oh, Angry. PU. 2/3 of a pun. Yeah, berries on a vine. Oh, good, Kurduk, you're enjoying yourself. Good. Sending it again. Thank Marv. That's great. I'm trying to. Thank you. I get it when I'm over here. Uno momento. I will look at this. I'm closing my other window because I don't want to crash OBS. Of course, I get a commercial.
I enjoy a clean armpit the way a sommelier enjoys a 1982 shot.
One moment. I'm watching something. Hypa. Oh. Okay. I'm glad you sent me the... I tried to find that the other day, and I missed it. I think I... Sorry, Marv. When you sent me the link from the other one, I think I destroyed the link because I couldn't find the video. I have it now because I just have the link. I will watch that. Now I actually have the real YouTube link. I can look at it. That's that group you were telling me about, Marv. Thank you, Marv. You love this song? Yeah, Angry, we all love this song. That's why I just stop here when I'm chatting. Oh, you know, I did it bad. Where's my, There we go. I was supposed to go to this scene to welcome the Raiders. So, apologies, Emmy. I did it wrong. I got really excited and carried away. Probably not enough coffee. So that was supposed to happen. It was supposed to switch the scenes. Is it switching, or did I just lock up? I think I just locked my thing up. There was a follow. I think I lagged out for a minute, guys. I'm waiting to see if it catches up. There we go. Now I'm on the right scene. I was supposed to be on this scene to talk to you guys. Kadak, thank you for following. Welcome to our humble community. I'm glad you liked it so much that you followed. I was trying to get everybody announced, but and also introduce everyone. Because we have two new friends here, Kaduk and Marv Castle. And Kaduk honors me because they studied philosophy. So I have a scholar. A scholar just followed me. Very honored. I meet people from all over the world. You said Okinawa, right? I didn't misunderstand that, Kaduk, that you're from Okinawa? And Marv is from Germany. I love meeting all these people from all over the world. Hello, Sonaris. Welcome. Flame, take your time. Enjoy the lurk, friend. I know you're busy. You've got a lot going on in your life. Ella, it's no problem. Take your time. Thank you, Ella. I'm trying. I get so chatty and then I just miss everything. I just start talking to people. I don't know why, I just have this... Angry. It's my bad. I don't know why I didn't block that. It's okay, Angry. I had to delete that, though. Automod, what are you doing? Why are you blocking some? Did you say... Why? Did you have a replacement word and I just read it wrong? I'm sorry if you did. Angry, I prefer all adult language, even minor words, to be blocked. I actually moved, and I forgot to explain that too, guys. I was sorry that LOL got LMAO. As long as you don't spell it out, is fine. LOL is fine. I don't know why it blocked those, because they're acronyms, and I'm fine with that. No, that got's fine. Yeah, it's my bad. I have to go in there and set the auto mod. I had to move. So I don't know why it blocked the acronyms. And I do apologize, guys, if it blocks you. I was saying that and then we got raided. That's actually where the conversation was going. I just recently, I've been having problems with auto mod. And so I moved the filter up again. And I guess at that level, it blocks anything, even an acronym. So I have to go and whitelist some words that I don't mind being used. Like, I don't mind if you guys use shorthand. But we do try to run a family-friendly channel here. For our new friends that are following. It's PG-13, so I don't mind if, you know, we play games that have animated violence, so I don't like to call myself a G station. My friend Ella is much closer. Like, I love her channel. It's so relaxing to go there with her and Midori. Welcome back, Emmy. Welcome back, Ella. What? Where did what come from? I just like talking about Ella. I was comparing stations. I was saying that you're much better. You're a much more wholesome, family-friendly station, but I try to be in that line. Like, this is, I call it a PG-13 room, because we play some animated violent games, so... But the language is not there. I don't approve of any adult language, or... You'll never see me curse on stream. If I do, it would be the S word, because I do say that at work sometimes, and I'm trying to stop. I've all but weeded out cursing from my general language. And for those of you who are watching this VOD later, I'm sorry it turned into a chat. I still have Legend of Dragoon in the background, though. Hello, Dragon Warrior. Welcome. I see this seems good. Thumbs up. Thumbs up to you, Dragon Warrior. Welcome. Enjoy your... If you just want to lurk, I know some people come in and do emotes. I have rewards. So you can just lurk wave. You don't need to chat. You know, there's... That's why I added that reward. So that people who don't want to chat or just can't because you're at work or whatever can still wave and say hi to the chat room without, you know, engaging too aggressively. Oh, you guys are too sweet. They do, and I'm sorry, Marv, I've been missing your conversation. I saw you were talking about Rammstein. They're an interesting band. I'll say that. I have so many new friends in here today. I love it. Okay, so here in just a minute. Oh, and the pinned message is from Kadak, by the way, because we got completely lost in Dragoon, and I said that I made a big mistake, and I did. I thought it was a big mistake, but Kadak corrected me and said that there were no mistakes. Yeah, there it is. There's no such thing as goofing. There's only happy mistakes. So it was a happy mistake because we got to go and grind a little bit, and I got to wake up. Okay, so I think if I missed anything, please, you're allowed to post. Gentle reminders that I have missed things is okay in the room. Because I get talkative and I miss things. Okay, let me switch back. I think I'm caught up. Where were we? Oh, we're lost. And I love that there's good talk going on in the chat. I lost track of that conversation particularly, but that's... Hydrate, thank you. That is the other thing I forget to do, is to drink. I'm just drinking coffee anyway. But I do have water. So thank you, Nem. Much appreciated. Always looking out for my hydration. Oh no, that's definitely not me. Wait, are you talking about that? The knife. Are we gonna have to make you an emote? Well, Maremy can make her own. You gotta make one with a knife, Maremy. I want to see a Maremy with a big smile and like it says giggles and then you're holding a knife like secretly in front of you. No, I messed it up. I'm laughing and I couldn't get Burning Rush. Go, Herschel. Herschel got it. Midori. Yes! Emmy does emotes, so give her good ideas for one. Emmy, the one that John posted, you need one like that, but with a big smirk, a smile of your avatar and a knife. I believe Emmy does take commissions. I don't have a particular link for her commissions right now. I have her Instagram, but I don't have her. Or no, I don't for this channel. I'm sorry, I didn't save that link. Maremy, if you have any links for your commissioning work, you're more than welcome to post them in the room. Or, I'm sorry, because a link would be, I think I block hyperlinks. Just send it to Angry or... No, you're a mod. What am I thinking? I just modded you. Good. Now I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, just post your socials. Here in German, there's a saying, I have to pause, guys. Here in German, saying everything has an end, only the sausage has two. I have an end for us to do it. I know, I'm snickering at that. That was good. I like German sausages. We have a, wait, Marv, we have a restaurant here local. Well, it's not real local. I gotta drive a little bit to get to it, but it's called Edelweiss. I don't know if I'm saying the name right. Every time I go to the restaurant, I think I change the name of it. But it's called Edelweiss. They have a sauerkraut plate. Oh, it's good. The sausage that comes in it. Oh. That's it? Thank you. Yeah, that's the name of the restaurant, actually. Okay, so they named it... That... I'm gonna go to that restaurant and tell them that. I know the meaning of your name, and they're gonna flip. And now you know, and knowing is half the battle. You know, I think we have that quoted in here. If one of the mods is in there, could you put down... I think it's quote 1. I left the swamp. No. Oh, okay, I was going to get mad if I turned around. We have to go this way to the Black Castle. Thank you. There it is. And that quote came from our good friend Morgan, the first person to quote on our station. Let's see. Tinsera. Oh. Let's see. Kadak, I'm gonna warn you. When I play games with Japanese things, Asian, I butcher it pretty bad. So, Wakabe, Abada, Omate, Imusu. Tinsera has the cutest avatar. Oh, I'm actually having an avatar made right now. This is a placeholder that I have from an online collection from Vroid. I have the information in my panels. If you like this avatar, even you can use it. It's a free licensed avatar from Vroid. I think Vroid, the team, actually made this avatar. If you look at my panels, Kadak, the picture that's in there that Haichu, one of my friends, made for me, that's actually what the avatar is going to look like. I may still pull this one out and use it every now and then just because I know everybody likes it. And I don't have anything against this avatar. I do like it, and I'm glad that you find it cute. It's a very good representation of what I need. Haichu used this avatar for her inspiration to make the art. Thank you, Marimi. That was very thoughtful of you. Yes, Haichu, by the way, guys, I know everybody's looking for artists. I saw there were some other streamers in here looking for artists. Haichu is also a commissionable artist. If you go to her channel and check in the panels, she has her information there. She actually drew my avatar art.
Ha, ha, double punch.
Finally, I got more and more to work. Oh, that took all day. So yes, thank you for the shout outs to our friend Hayuchu, because she is a great artist. That was a really good commission. The problem is that if I get an AVI made, I want it to represent what I aspire to. There are lots of good artists, Kadak. If you're looking for a specific type of model, I'm in contact with a good many avatar artists. I even know a couple 2D avatar artists and PNG artists. We don't go that way. If you like German food, then I recommend cat. Okay, your K's are hard, I know that. Caspato is a noodle dish like mac and cheese, but better. Ooh. I'd have to look up the recipe, Marv. I'm allergic to lactose, but if there's a non-dairy option for it, I'll have to look that up. I'll save, let me see. I don't know if the notepad will save the exact. I have a stream pad where I keep all of this information that you guys give me. I want to look that recipe up later. Yes, thankfully. I thought I had that language set in here. Okay. I always learn such interesting things from chat. Now you guys see why I don't really. Again, for the new followers, this channel, we do like our video games, but we also like to talk. And since I treat the channel as a living room, the game's just kind of a backdrop to what we're doing. I focus the game a little bit more on storyline night because I do the voices and I try to read it as a storybook. This isn't going to do anything because it's fire. I messed up. Ow. I think add quotes is Exclamation mark, add quote. I think so. And I think I have this too. Right? Oh no, it didn't work. I thought maybe my 2 links are broke. Okay, thank you, Herschel. Someone gets the firefish. Finally. It took the monk. But everyone knows the German schnitzel. Yes. There are some German foods I think that are just famous worldwide. My US family sent us a selection of things. I found a bratwurst, Baden, a brisket have become so favorite food from the United States. Those are all really good foods. Well, Krudak, the US just basically steals all of its food from everyone else and then says that it's American. What? I didn't move. I swear I didn't move. I didn't even touch the button and it sent me into another fight. What? Oh, the fish hit me. I forgot about the fish. Yes, Marv, I think you just listed all the foods that Americans stole from Germany.
Die.
More and more. Uh-oh. I blocked. I did it. Oh, that move. Probably true. I'm just picking. I sometimes pick on the fact that, I mean, it's the whole thing. America's like, we basically just borrow everybody else's stuff. I mean, that's why we're called a melting pot. Our unique identity is the fact that we have everybody else's identities. But I like learning where the original places are. What? I get stuck, I'm lost. No. This is where the lava boss was? I actually need to change the title of this because we didn't make it to where I was supposed to. So I'm just gonna put the, I just realized that enter. I think that's a better title. Because I thought we were at a different part in the game, and I forgot that we were not. I'm gonna update that. Because I'll forget later, I'm not very good with my VODs. Later, Marv. Have a very good meal. Yeah, you were just talking about all that food. It made you hungry, didn't it? Then again, you can't blame the United States for stealing foods. The English language steals other parts of languages, and then Super's just like... Yeah, Kadak. We also do it with our language, our fashion. I don't... It's really funny when people say, oh, it's American, because I'm like, no. It probably came from someone else.
Double punch.
If anyone's getting too hungry, I could talk about jellied meat. I don't know, Fruities. Maybe there's people here who like jellied meat. Fruity. I'll get everybody to lose their appetite. No, Sonaris is like gross. She's done. She's out. She unfollows, unsubs, and subs, and leaves.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2
I don't think there are people who like jelly meat. I can always talk about pickled Japanese vegetables. Kadak, I like the baby corn. So no, I don't think that's gonna gross me out. That'll just make me more hungry. I was just gonna say, pickled veggies are actually kind of good. I don't know if you have this in over there, Kadak, but over, I know here, we have gardenia mix, which is also very popular in Italy, so. And gardenia mix is just a whole bunch of vegetables that have been pickled and spiced. And it is very spicy, actually. It's very good, though. It's one of the few spicy things that I'll eat. But it's called gardenia mix. Am I going backwards? I got lost. Sammy. Welcome. Not quite a blind playthrough. I played this when it first came out. This is one of the very first games I ever pre-ordered. So a little bit of an age giveaway. I played this when it first came out on PS1. But I haven't touched it in about 8 years. So sort of a blind playthrough because I don't remember any of it. I remember the very beginning, the end, and sort of kind of the story. But yeah, it's I guess it is kind of a blind playthrough because I'm not looking at a walkthrough. I rely on the chat to help me. Hence the backseating. So if you have ideas, you know, try not to spoil too far ahead of the story, but oh, and thank you for following. Yeah, backseating's allowed, by the way, so if maybe watch some spoilers. But other than that, if you have hints, suggestions, they're all welcome. I have fun doing whatever the chat wants. Can I get it? Can I get it? We're gonna level Crush Dance. I can't believe this. That'll probably be the first time I've ever leveled it. It's always confounded me. Okay, alright. I can do double punch now. My problem is following up roses after darts. I don't know why. My hands don't like it. See, if she's after Herschel, it's fine. But if she's after Dart, it's like my hands don't want to obey me. But thank you for following. Welcome to our community. I hope you have some fun here. We stream a lot of classic video games. Legend Dragoon is very popular here in our community, and we do Front Mission 3, Final Fantasy Tactics. We might soon be doing Chrono Trigger or Legends of Mana, because we have a vote going on in our Discord. And anyone who's in here, by the way, is more than welcome to join. It's not a very hyperactive Discord, it's a pretty chill one, because we also use it for our ARC servers. That's a tough vote. I know! So the community is picking my next playthrough. We do a storyline night here every Tuesday and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. We do what we call our story time, which is where I basically play a lore or text heavy game, and I try to do the voices. They're goofy. And I read through the entire game and we do a straight playthrough. And we just focus the story. We don't worry about the gameplay too much. We're just more interested in telling a tale. So everybody's voting on that right now in the Discord. I will probably run probably a vote tomorrow. I mean, I could do one now just to see where we're standing, but I think it's tomorrow I'm going to run a vote on the live stream. And that will determine... Because we have 3 games right now in the Discord. I think it's Final Fantasy VIII, Legends of Mana, and Chrono Trigger. But Chrono Trigger, surprisingly, and Legends of Mana are pulling forward. So I think it's going to be down to those two. Oh, I almost didn't get that. I almost didn't get that. No! Okay, I get the block, but I didn't get that. It messed up my little synchronization with my hands. No, not fire! Oh no! These mobs are very low level. I think you made a mistake. Sega Bass Fishing was not added to your poll. Oh my gosh. Oh, you're totally gonna fit in here if you think that's the best fishing game and the best fishing RPG. If you think that's the best RPG, you're totally gonna fit in here because I think we had like 10 votes on that. Everybody was like, play Sega Bass Fishing. I don't know how I would storyline that, but boy, you guys are determined. I'm gonna have to play that. Fruity, would it satisfy you if I picked a night to do that, like on a just chatting night? I'll put up, maybe in the middle of it, we'll stop and we'll play bass fishing. I swear we're going the right way. I just can't figure this out. You said it as a joke and it got a bit of a following. I know, but most of our fun comes from our jokes. Where would we be without all of our funny little localized memes and jokes? Storyline it as trying to catch a 15-pounder for your grandpa. I mean, I could. We got it. There we go. In real life, don't know if my grandfather liked fishing. I don't think so. He was more of an engineer. Outdoorsy things didn't interest him that much. I think he hunted a little bit. Role-playing my character. My character doesn't know their grandparents. They left it too early in age.
Double punch.
Memes are the hugs and soul of the stream community. Yes! I love how every channel's got their own little bit of lore. It's one of the funnest things about going into different streamers' rooms is if you stay there long enough and you start to realize that they've got their own little... They have their own little backstory. Everybody's got their own little community. Most of the channels I belong to have varying... I just went back again. Oh my gosh. Could I just keep on one course, please? My brain. Someone help me. Which way is to Lohan? Or we're trying to get out of here. I've lost my course. I've been talking for so long, I got turned around and I don't have the map in this mode, do I? Nope. No map. No, I just turned off my arrows. I need those. Oh gosh, now I really don't know what I'm doing. Hold on, hold on. I just messed up my configuration. I have to have those arrows. Oh, thankfully. To remake this game, they need to add the Davis side quest or just outright increase the number of items you can carry. Yes! This, that is so important right now. Where is that? That's pinned. They need to add the boss quest. That would be awesome. I was reading online that they are trying, there's 2 groups right now that are trying to make this game and like redo it. So that would be great. I recently helped make a harpoon, a channel meme on FF Speedrunner's channel, and I'm happy about that. Oh, it's really nice when you get recognized for creating one of those funny moments. I mean, that's why we have clips. That's why I like the highlight chat feature so much. I just found this not too long ago, and I've been using it a lot because I like to show off funny or interesting things that people say in the chat. Yeah, Cruduck actually is fortunate enough to be playing that one. They have the Pocket Station. Lucky. They have a very predominant mod community. Yeah, I've been looking into that. I didn't know there were so many people lurking out there for this game until these streams. Streaming this, I'm meeting so many interesting people who have a passion for the Dragoon game, the music. I'm very eagerly awaiting. I'd like to get in contact with some of the people who are working on those projects, because if they need someone to help them or promote them, I would gladly promote their... I can't call it a product because they'll probably not be able to sell it, but their art. Their mods, their art. You do stream this. Did we miss you, John? Fruity or Mayor Emmy, can you shout out John? I might have missed it. I thought I was shouting out everybody. Yes, John Barry actually streams this later in the evenings. Also part of the Ledger Dragoon community. I'm sorry, John. Thank you for reminding me. I don't mind. I'm sure John doesn't mind that they got double shout-outs. Yeah, see, if we could get a hold of some of those modders, I guess. I was trying to think of a good word. If we could get a hold of some of them, then people like John and myself, and we could all stream those and help promote it. Oh, Fruity. The iHug. Yeah, I need to fix my iHug. I think that was a default message that was left in there from when I had the other bot. I've said it a lot, but there's a mod that replaces Dart with someone else and makes it... Yeah, you were saying that. Could you imagine using Lavitz for the whole story? Oh my god. Cat! Oh, for those of you who are looking for the avatar artist, Just Catlin there is the one that we were talking about. She's one of the main 3D avatar artists that I know. Hold on, I have something for this. I have something for this. No! Okay. I was reading a text file. I didn't even see the alert coming. Good one. That got me. Whew. My heart actually jumped up into my throat, I think. Oh. Okay, you got me on that. I wasn't drinking coffee though, so I didn't spit it everywhere. Hold on, guys. I was looking for something. I feel bad. There it is. I had to go through like all my screens. I have so many screens up. Yeah, if you guys... I can't remember. Was it... Maybe it was Mark Castle? Or Sanin? Or Cruduck. One of you was talking about, I think, needing an avatar. That's just Catlin's Fiverr. Just be sure to message her what you're looking for before you select an option. But she's the one who will be commissioning I'm commissioning her to do my avatar. John, I think you said this. I was so busy trying to do all kinds of things. Wait a minute, Lavit's only run? Oh gosh. I love Lavitz, I miss him. Give him back. John, I think you said it. I'm trying to find it. I did ask, and I believe John was the one who told me where I was going. We got talking about mods, and then we were... Oh, here we go. It's that very top path. Do you mean top left or right? Thank you for cleaning those gears for the community. Samney. Samney, am I saying your name right? Probably not. I think because it went uppercase, lowercase, it's just confusing my head. Left. Oh, I was going right. Okay, we gotta go this way. We works? No pronunciation? I try to use whatever anyone likes. We? Is that what you wanted? Okay. Oh. Oh, come on, don't block me. That's embarrassing. Oh, that's a cute emote. Whose is that? Barb7? The Barbarous King? Oh, that is such a cute emote. I like that emote. I was going to mention, if you were up for it and our schedules were more aligned, we could race this game. You'd probably beat me. Not that I would mind, especially if it was for a charity, but yeah, I would love to do some... Fruity and I do some collabs. I am all for collaborations, especially if it would be for a charity. I haven't done a charity event yet, and I feel bad. I want to. I just don't know how to. I need to get a hold of Lasana, because she offered to help me get... I feel like we came from this direction. I can't approach the lost glory that was the Barb Dumper, though. The Panic one's good, too. Oh, that's so cool. One character run, you use like Muro, and I'll use Miranda. I would totally use Muro if I modded the game and had Muro through the whole thing. I'd be so happy. Welcome back, Marv. I hope your dinner was well. Am I out of this blasted volcano area? Oh my gosh. Welcome to the stream Tinsera gets lost in. Oh wait, that's every stream. I can't see the... Okay. The fire, it was in a very bad spot for that, but I managed to do it. Thank you, Kat, for the redeem. I need to drink more water. I don't drink enough. There, Emmy. Enjoy the lurk. No need to rush. Yes, Ironically, we got Schnitzel. What we were just talking about, Marv. Wait, who would item spam who? Oh, Miranda versus Congo would be a nightmare. Yeah, I mean, if we had the 64 items, you could just item spam it with Miranda. That would be great. Nest of the Dragons. Do I have to go through here? I do. I think, but we're heading in the right direction. I think. Kadak, you're making curry? Everybody's going to make me hungry. I always have coffee in the morning and then I eat my breakfast. So I can get to that after stream. I believe I'm going to have 2 blueberry muffins with butter and toast. I'm going to toast them and then I'll butter them. In my first playthrough long time ago, I didn't know that I must buy Kongol's Dragoon form. I mean, how the heck am I supposed to know this? You know what? I don't think they do tell you, do they? There's a lot of weird stuff in this game, but yeah, I think it's in the... Is it the town before you get to the water town, I think? It's 8:30 p.m. Yeah, you're making curry. For me, my stomach doesn't really pay attention too much to the time. But when I first wake up, I just like coffee. I don't really like to eat when I first wake up. I work overnights, by the way, Kadak, so time, sadly, PM, AM sometimes gets mixed up for me.
Yes.
I just botched that. There we go, we got more and more though, that's all that matters. You don't have to, you'll get it naturally. Also, there's one single character that drops a hint. It's not technically necessary. The Dragoon spirit for Kongo is buy the guy in Lohan where you buy the bottle. Thank you, Marv. I think the devs realized how annoying it would be to wait until the very end of the game, so they added another method. And honestly, it feels so unnatural and out of place, so I bet it was just thrown in there as a last minute option. Probably. That sounds like... Because it's kind of a good thing and a bad thing. Back when games weren't being patched and doing day one patches, they had to make these games function and work day one, or they failed. But it also means that at the last minute, if something needed changed, they typically just had to throw it in somewhere unscripted. You didn't have those day one patches. A dude in Datu tells you he saw a stone like yours in Lohan. Only hint you get. Marv Castle. The game in general has a lot of things that feel rushed. Yeah. I mean, it's personally, in my opinion, it's one of my favorite games of all time. Do I admit its flaws? Yes. Sony tried to say that this was the Final Fantasy killer, and it was not. But I still love it. It just has a special place in my heart. But it was not the Final Fantasy killer that they pertain to. This is the top 2 for me in an 8-2. I love that because it makes me think. It makes me think of that movie. I'm here to kick butt and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum. Business Goose, welcome. How's your day going, friend? Did you swindle any bagels? If I cast Resurrection on an enemy's leather armor, would a cow form around them if the soul was willing? Goose, I don't know. You just made my brain stop. So if that was your goal, I think you succeeded. Because that's a good... Chat, Goose just brought up something. If we cast a resurrection spell on somebody wearing leather armor, would that, like, bring the cow back? Because that would be overpowered spell. You just crush everyone with cows. I mean, could you see that? Hey, buddy, what? I see you got that really nice armor. Yeah, I'm gonna go and kick your butt. Well, guess what? I'm casting resurrection on you. And then the person laughs until they turn into a cow. John's going in on this. He will start taking it seriously. No, because the skin of the body of the cow has been altered artificially. Business Goose, hear me out. What if Medusa had geese instead of snakes for hair? Well, then she'd be a lot less scary. And a much more cuddly Medusa. And it would just be great to hear all the... So many honkings. Yeah, you just... The scary honks. I have to get some stuff ready. Want to work on the model in a bit. Nice to see you. Have a nice stream. Thank you, Kat. Enjoy your working on your model. I'm sure I'll see you here in a little bit, Kat. I'll be over. Thank you for stopping in, Kat. Always a pleasure to see you. The balance between Dragoons and items is dumb. Menus are dumb, and OP equipment you can find is dumb. Everything is bad about this game was done out of lack of quality control. They could have fixed it in half a year of tweaking, but they rushed it out. Yeah, they were trying... Those aren't invalid points, They're... This game, people have very strong emotions about it one way or the other. I don't mind all the little problems with the game because I don't know why. Maybe it is that it's so not good that it's good. But I personally, the menu music, oh, I love this. I could just sit here all day. But the items, like you can tell that the menu is a very bland. It's a very bland menu for its time. So I get what you're saying. The UI was not very good. How long do you think a body retains its soul? I don't know, John. Just pondering questions. My brother was attacked by a swan when he was a child. Yeah, you have to be careful. Swans are very protective, especially if they have kids. Just let us use guard in Dragoon form, man. I'll be happy. Yes. It would have been really nice if they'd given us a dodge or a guard in Dragoon form. Senvies, welcome. I didn't see you enter, friend. DM would let it happen, but the cow wouldn't be on top of them. It'd be around them with lots of holes, and then it would probably be dead. Thank you, Senvies, for thinking that one out. Your brain did what mine did. Thank you, Senvies. I don't mind the item limit, though. Yeah, I don't know why we can't stack them. That would have been really nice. That's why I want a Legend of Dragoon remake. Oh yeah, I totally want a remake of this. I still love the game. It's just that you can see they dropped the ball near the end of production. I would guess they were trying to match the release date. Well, if you remember right, they called this game the Final Fantasy Killer. That's how their commercial, like, it said that. It said, this is the Final Fantasy Killer. So they did rush it. They were neck and neck. I think it was after 7 and right before 8. I want to learn programming so I can just remake this game. Yeah, John, you go to school and they're like, oh, you're interested in taking programming. What would you like to take? Anything that allows me to remake Dragoon. You mentioned Final Fantasy Killer here in Japan. There is one. The Legend of Heroes has long since slain Final Fantasy in terms of the best RPG here in Japan. Kaduk, that's because you're in Japan. You have the best RPGs in the world. Half of the best RPGs in the world are on that island and have never made it off. You have Front Missions 1 and 2. We just barely got Front Mission 3. I don't remember why I came here, guys. I just did, because we were talking and I've totally forgot where I'm going. Everybody who's watching this later, sorry. It turned into a just chatting session about Dragoon. But you're probably learning something about Dragoon. Again, if I missed anything, guys, just let me know in the chat. I'm going to do a quick save because we're about to stop for a small break. It's almost break time, so that way everybody can get up and stretch and get food. Let me get caught up on chat, though, before I do break. But I need to look up this series that you're saying slayed Final Fantasy. The Legend of Heroes has mostly made it off, yeah? I'm sorry, I mean, maybe I don't remember hearing about this, but I'll look it up. I bet you when I see the artwork, I will. Can we have a group? Let's check that out. It sounds awesome moment. Yeah. Well, Angry, if you guys want, in the Discord, I can add... Well, you should put that in your Discord as well, Angry. But I think I'll do that in my Discord. I'll add a section for check this out. How much gold do you have? Not much. Where are we with gold? It said 7,000, didn't it? I forgot. It's right there. Can you see the stats, John? Yeah, there we go. There's all of our current stats for our team. The chapter that we're in shows our gold. We have 4 Dragoons, 14 Stardust. The file's 31 hours old. I'm trying to get caught up with everybody before I go on a little break. Only... Yeah, the items are such a problem, Senvis. I still can't get over that. Senvis, our new friend Kaduk here has the Pocket Station, so they actually have the 64 items. But, just chatting sessions are awesome, and I'm really enjoying my time here. Oh, Kaduk, that means so much to me, by the way. Because I get really carried away talking, and sometimes I worry, I'm like, I'm not actually playing a video game, all I'm doing is talking. Hey, I advertised I'm going to play a game, but it's going to be just chatting. Psych. Yup. Feel like those items were done with the assumption you had 64 slots by then? Yeah. What the? I really need to allow these messages. I'm sorry, John. Yeah, I don't know why it's holding the acronym. I have to, No, it's not you, John. I don't mind the acronym being used. I need to go in. Morgan Titian told me I have to go and permanently add that to our whitelist. So I'll whitelist all the acronyms. That one doesn't bother me very much, so I don't want it spelled out, please. But the acronym's not bad. I don't mind it being broken down like that. The Legends of Heroes, Trails the Sky trilogy first, then cross. You know what? I'm copying that, Karduk, just so you know, so that I can go and look at it. I have so many of these good games I need to look up, because that sounds like something I would stream. I don't know how I'll stream it. I'd have to figure out what the emulator looks like and if I could buy it. I might just be able to buy it. I'd probably have to get a Japanese Vita. Auto mods make me roll on the floor laughing. Yes! Steam? It's on Steam? Okay, thank you. Very, very good to know. That is awesome. Thank you guys for telling me. That is so awesome. Because, like, I want to see a game that actually said that it's a Final Fantasy killer and did. Because here in our country, so many games tried to claim that title and just didn't. We have a surprisingly big fan scene in Germany for it. Yeah. That is, it's shocking, Marv. You're educating me a lot on the German. I'm slowly learning your guys' culture because Jess Catlin, who was in here, is also German. And I mod in her channel. So I've been slowly adopting and learning certain things about your guys' culture. And you're helping me with that, so I thank you. I mean, it's one thing, you can go on Google and read about someone's culture, but most of the time when you read it versus talking to someone, it's a completely different thing. The actual social protocols and etiquettes, you really can't learn unless you interact with someone who lives there and is living and breathing in that area. Oh yeah, it's Maremi, it's completely different. You know, for example, I can tell you guys where I live. I live on the East Coast in the United States in a state called Virginia. I'm not going to go into any more detail than that, but if you guys go and Google Virginia, United States, and you read the information that's given, I can almost guarantee this. It does not match anything that you actually see while you're living here. You have to talk to someone who lives here. Oh, my coworkers from Virginia? Yeah, I think I've said it a few times on stream. Virginia's a nice big state, so I'm fine. I'm okay knowing, like, if people know roughly that I'm in that area. And I do like the state. I mean, I like living here. It's very pretty. There's some social issues with our state, but it's very, yes, very pretty mountains. We have some, well, they're hills, but we have nice hills that they call mountains. But yeah, we have the Blue Ridge Mountains here, so. If you guys haven't seen the Blue Ridge Mountains, Google pictures of Blue Ridge Mountains. They're beautiful, actually. They're not the tallest mountains. There's nothing particularly special about them except that it's a mountain range that goes through several states. In Philly? Marv, you get around meeting people from all over the place in Philly. Wow. Your favorite streamer lives in Virginia, John? Manassas? I've been to Manassas. It's such a busy town. For a small town, it's busy. It's really, really busy. Well, it's because it's right on the outskirts of DC. Iowa is just flat. Okay, so I take it that Mayor Emmy lives in Flatsville. I found a Pizza Planet truck earlier. Someone in the city made their truck into a Pizza Planet one. Oh my gosh. I have both friends and friends who live in the United States. Friends! Marv, it does sound like you have friends from all over the world. I'm meeting people right now and making friends from all over the world, so I guess I can say that now. Lived in Richmond for a while. Talked about a restaurant called the Hibachi Box. You know, I've heard of that restaurant before because I have friends who travel to the capital. So, I've never been there though. Can't speak to it. But I have no reason to visit Virginia. The only reason I could think of, John, to ever come here would be just to get to DC. You're playing Taken from France. Oops. If you guys see a Shino who comes into the room sometimes, they're from France. Kadok, your curry's almost done. Go eat. Hashtag self-care. We're going to be taking a couple-minute break, so you've got plenty of time to go and enjoy your curry. I mean, as you can see, I've just been a wandering fool this whole thing. I'm going to have to change the title again to Wandering Fool. Where are we, just so I don't lose it? Okay. We actually, while we were talking, we did get to the Black Castle, so we will be able to continue the story. I just have to go take a break for a few minutes. Because now I need human things. This elf girl's 300 years old, so, you know, bear with me. I'm fairly young for my species, but here in your guys' dimension, it's a bit taxing. Hashtag curry time. I like that. Curry time. Alright, we saved just in case my machine does something weird while I'm gone. Is there any baseball teams near here? Right there? John, I don't do any sports. Don't hurt me. I don't know a thing about sports. As a matter of fact, one of our Dragoon derailing sessions was everybody was laughing because I don't know anything about sports. I'm a horrible sports person. I know Blood Bowl. That's about it. I think the only sports teams that I hear people talk about here locally are college. Yes, you are a soccer country. I don't think you guys would do or did baseball. It's nice to have confirmation because I wasn't sure. Hockey. Well, there you go. John knows something about it. If you got questions about sports on this channel, please direct them to John. Unless you want to hear me say something really bad or funny about it. I self-admit to the fact that I'm no good at it. Alright guys, I'm going to take a break. Y'all keep talking, have fun. I'm so glad that we have new friends in the room from all over the world, and we're all here enjoying Dragoon. I think everybody's on break time anyway and eating, so that's good. Enjoy the music, and I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm going to get some coffee and freshen up. Okay. I have another cup of coffee, so we're on third cup. This one's good and hot. The last cup got cold. I need to get a little hot plate for my coffee. I think I might have said that in the previous stream. I'm going to look for a small hot plate. I've noticed that when I get talkative, I just lose track of time and then the coffee gets cold. I'm going to get caught up on chat real quick. I'm kind of situating myself. The avatar will sync here in a minute. How's everyone doing? Thank you, Maremi. Oh, and by the way, if any of our new friends are streamers, please just contact Maremi or one of the mods for a shout out. I feel rude, I didn't ask. I sometimes don't have time to look at your guys' profiles to see if you're a streamer. Oh my gosh, it was chicken mushroom curry. Was it spicy? I eat some spicy curry. I know curry traditionally has some spice to it. Like the extra spicy curry burns my mouth. Let me see what's out above there. Only one that finds Miranda be annoying. Oh no, Senvies. Were you picking with the John? I was just gonna say Senvies, John Barry likes Miranda. That's their waifu. Ooh. Miranda Woo is mine. Or not Miranda. Muru Woo. This isn't to change another party member after Albert. Yeah, I miss Lavitz. The way to add it. Choppy at best. Oh no, don't fight in the room about Miranda. We got schnitzel with Brussels sprouts. Oh, Brussels sprouts. I have a particular weakness for Brussels sprouts with just a little bit of butter, sauteed in a little bit of butter with sauce. Yes. Oh my gosh, I fall over when I eat those. I made two versions, one for me, which is spicy, and one for my son, which is not. Then I would probably be sitting with your son and eating because I don't like the spicy. See, I could visit Canuck. They know how to make a non-spicy curry dish. Muru! Muru! Oh, I love Muru. I want to be Muru. Why did it block Got? That's so weird. I have to what? I want to learn which words. Why are they being blocked? Miranda is slander. I didn't mean to start something. As long as it's friendly banter, game banter, it's fine. This is our little living room where we all have our discussions. We all have our favorites and our not so favorites. Bye, Sonaris, though. Have a good day. Thank you for joining us. It's always good to see you. By the way, Sonaris does not stream, but I'm giving her a vocal shout out. She is our head mod on the N-Saga art cluster that we run. We together run the server, and she's the head admin. Murutuber when? I don't know. I will ask Kat if she can add a Muru outfit to my character. Quentin Muru. Quentin Muru. I know. Oh, no, John, I know. I said just as a... I don't mind discussions. I just don't want it to get heated. But we all have our own favorite characters and not so favorite characters. It's completely fine. I don't like Albert. I know some of you guys like Albert, but I don't. I pretty much disuse him from the time I get him. It's done. I'm strictly a Lavitz person. Once Lavitz is gone, we don't see much of the polearms anymore. My son and I have a favorite vegetable dish, broccoli with Parmesan sauce. Oh, also good. Broccoli can be so much. Krudak, I don't know if you knew this, but Italians, we have a really big soft spot for broccoli and cauliflower. Huge soft spot for it. Choosing a waifu, I would go with Riku. I could see that castle. That's a good choice for a waifu. Honestly, I just miss Shauna. When she goes away, Miranda just happens to be the one that kicked her out. I love Albert. But I also love, yeah, see, no hard feelings, John. You know what, for you guys, I did say this in the last stream. On a personal level, I don't like using Albert, but I'll be using him during the playthrough because I know he is liked by some of the people in the team. I've still got to make the Lavitz emote. I have to make an emote for Lavitz. It's just, out of the two, what you guys are discussing with Maru and Miranda, I would personally get along with Maru better than Miranda. Miranda and I might butt heads. Maru, on the other hand, we would probably go shopping at the mall together and trip over things and be completely goofy. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't... There we go. One momento while that switches back. There we go. Now we'll be able to see the story when it comes up. I'll get to the story at some point. You know, 2 hours into the game and I haven't done a lick of story. It's okay, because this isn't a storyline night. It doesn't bother me so much on our Dragoon playthroughs. And this game is so popular, I'll probably... We have so many fans that like it, we might have to do a speed playthrough of this. Thank you, Emmy, for the hydrate. First playthrough, I was thinking Ricky is one of the love interests of the game, and then she goes, "One chick." Albert was Lavitz. Best friend before Dart, though, so I always choose his because it's Albert carrying out finishing Lavitz's quest. Oh yeah, from a storyline standpoint, John, it's fine. I just get mad at the game for taking Lavitz away from me. It's a childish thing. They break up my fan art, my fanfic of Dart and Lavitz. If they wouldn't have broke up my fanfic of Lavitz and Dart, I'd probably forgive them. Crudoc. Man, the story isn't all that important. Community's important. Agreed, friend. When I started this channel, I just wanted to meet people. And I couldn't find a good social platform where I could just be myself. So it wasn't like I was starting the channel for the idea of turning it into a career. I have a real life job. But I wanted to meet people, and there was no real good way to do that. Where I live locally, it's very difficult for an LBGT member to go out and meet people without having to drop like a book at their feet. To say why you look that way and why you sound that way. But on Twitch, I don't have to do that. I have panels that tell you guys what I am. You can ask questions, I can answer. And we can talk video games without the rude interruption of life. At least for a little while. I've thought about doing a speedrun of this game where I don't really grind and I get invested in other little things. Yes, Envies! I want to do a community. You know what? That might actually end up in a community event where I'll let you guys pick it or something, and I'll do a speed run at some point, and we'll just see how fast we can get through. You didn't like Yuna. That's 10, right? Was that 10? I think that was Final Fantasy X. The Black Mage Yuna. I like that she carried a stuffed animal for her spell casting. A boss-only run. Ooh. No gaining XP from minor characters. Ah. What you are is human. What you prefer is what you prefer. It doesn't mean anything to me. I care about the person. Oh, thank you, Kurta. Then you fit very well into our community, because I would say the vast majority of our community is in the LGBTQA+, or they support it, or they just they're ignoring, which is fine. My community is open for all. Yuna is X. She's the summoner? Yeah. She has the little Moogle doll, right? Oh, you're an LBGT person? Sorry if this is too powerful. Question. As long as it's PG, Marv, I don't mind. Yeah, I have the cards down there, Marv. I don't know if well, you read English pretty well because we're talking, and I know you understand me fairly well. But I do have cards below in the About. I went to your bio to make sure. Oh, well, thank you. I need to put a pronouns reward, don't I? I don't have one, do I? Let me hit my rewards queue. I've got to look at it anyway and see if you guys redeemed anything that I missed. Before I start this story segment, I want to make sure I don't miss any of your guys' rewards. I've done the hydrate. I just drank water. That was 5 minutes ago. I did miss Angry's stretch, but I went on a break. I'm sorry, Angry. Angry, I'm going to give you your points back so you can do that again for me later. Here you go. If you're still listening, I gave you back your points because I missed yours. Sorry. I believe I got all the rest of these. Let me see. No, I don't have a pronouns button. Okay, memo to self. Emmy, don't let me forget. Off stream, Emmy and I talk a lot, so Emmy will remind me. Remember me. Remember my. I have to make a pronouns button. Okay, I'm going to complete all of those. There we go. Yeah, I need a command or a reward. Thank you. Thank you, Maremi, for announcing yours. If anybody wants to announce theirs right now, you're more than welcome to, since I don't have one. She, they, she, her, completely fine. If you've read my bio, you'll see that it says that I'm gender fluid, and I do identify as transgender fluid. I am a very... If everybody here in the chat right now were to meet me in person, you would describe me as probably best androgynistic. I confuse people when they meet me. That's what I was talking about. It's very hard to meet people in real life, because when they meet me, I think they're unsure of what my pronouns are right from the get-go. So I basically have to drop a small book at their feet. Thank you, Maremi. For the most part, the little elf that you guys see on the screen kind of is... It's a good representation because I'm very androgynistic. So if you accidentally say he, I don't like it, but at the same token, it doesn't bother me that much. Because it's not like people don't call me that in real life. I get a lot of he. I get she a lot. And then I know when I've met an LBGT person because they say they. Because they don't know, so they're just going to use the others. Oh, Krudok. That made me swoon. I'm adorable. I would like to be adorable like Muru. If I could get to be like Muru adorable, I could leave this world a happy soul. A cool person is a cool person. Doesn't matter if they're... Thank you, Marv. That means a lot to me. Yeah, it doesn't matter if they're purple with green dots on them either. I'd still like to meet them. Big hug for all of you guys in the chat. I'm glad to see that I'm surrounded by a very positive community. I feel very fortunate because I know there's other streamers who have been met with hostilities. I haven't found that at all. In the little community that I've entered, everybody has been very accepting. And just wonderful. And I brace myself because I know one day it might not be like that, but... Yeah, but see, I have Meremi in here and Flame and Fruity and a couple others that would just beat them up, so I'm not worried about it. Meremi's already got her Maru hammer out. Hugs Meremi. She's like, I've already got my bonk hammer ready. I could just see, like, Emmy hovering over a keyboard just waiting. I will hit them. I think some people overthink it and don't want to upset someone. Yeah, it kind of swings both ways, John. I don't want people... and this goes for all of you guys in chat. If it slips, I slip. Fruity, I believe, likes they and them. And I slip all the time with Fruity, and I feel so bad. So, but if you guys slip, don't worry. It's not going to emotionally destroy me. I think it's my age. I just got kind of over the... I understand that people get confused. I have the cards up, so if they get curious, they can see. That's the reason why I never refer to someone with a pronoun and try to use them by the name. Yeah, there's a few things you can do to be safe, Kurdok, but sometimes it's just going to happen. In the heat of the moment, you say something and then you feel horrible, but I tell people this all the time. This is kind of my quote for the channel. Mistakes will happen. It's not that you can avoid the mistakes, it's how you handle them and walk away from them learning something. If you walk away from a mistake and you learn something, then it's not really a mistake, it's just life. You're learning. So if you go back to that person and you apologize, they're going to swoon over you. They're not going to be upset anymore. Most people will think the world of you for coming back and fessing up that you messed up. I remember meeting my friend Nathaniel after hanging out with him for like 4 hours, and he said, when I was, and I was just like, you're trans, I think I missed a lot of hints that night. Oh, it happens to everybody, John. Even in our own community, it happens. Marv, they would feel the Emmy's wrath. Yes. You're a cisgendered man. Thank you, John. Very polite of you to inform us of yours. He, him. Cisgendered man, and I couldn't care less about that. I'm just a guy. You heard it here, folks. Marv is guy. They prefer to be referred to as guy. I kid. Thank you, Marv, for sharing. So Marv is he, him. Yeah, I'll just put it in chat for anybody who's muted and lurking. Emmy and the M&Ms go to war. Oh my god. Angry. Where is that? OBS, work with me here. I'm about to miss something. That's got to stay up there for a bit. So yeah, I mean, thank you guys for, I'll put my, I was doing this, pronouns. I prefer she, they, them, her. Basically, I'm in the category of they, them, and she and her. So either one works. I don't take offense to either one. Both are safe for me. Can't wait for Dole to invincible himself for 6 minutes straight. Yeah, I'm sorry, I know, we've been just sitting here on the screen talking. Thank you for shouting out, Kradok. If anybody is a streamer in the room, all the new people that have come, please just notify one of the mods for a shout out. I have a reward redeem for it, but that's more like if you want me to shout out somebody who's not here. If you're in my chat, I welcome you to tell the mods or myself that you're a streamer. I want everybody to engage in other communities. We're gonna go in now, though. I've probably bored people enough. Everybody came in during the talking and was probably like, nope. My gender is German sausage. Marv, I'm glad that this channel you found this channel. I love the goofiness. I just came back complaining about the boss fight, not your stream. Well, you reminded me, I know you weren't complaining about that. You just reminded me that I needed to start doing the game that I advertised that I was going to do. We're not going to make it very far. I probably shouldn't go in here. What is this? Mercenary A. Are you here to register as well? Not right now. I don't think so. That's right. Make a killing by taking advantage of victory is not the thing for little punks to do. Go away. Okay. Hey pal, just registered. It'll be easy money for me. What are you talking about? What do you mean, what? It's the registration to become a mercenary. You said, let's rake in some money by joining the Sindoras. Hey, you can't feel so confident anymore. Somebody defeated the dragon in addition to Helena has fallen. Oh, I don't want to register. I take it back. You can't do that. Why? Well, my grandpa's sick. You see, this is my brother. He came to get me. Well, bye. That's like the best cover. I don't remember this. We only get that kind recently. The quality of mercenaries is declining. Well, good for you to not being a mercenary. That conversation has me in stitches. Oh my gosh. That's insane. I had to come out here because I couldn't remember if I saved. Oh god. Sorry, I found that conversation was so funny. This is the most fun you've had in a year? Oh, good dog. Loves to you. I'm just, like, drowning in compliments today. Well, in different buildings on the street. Oh, I missed something. Senvi's was probably... Oh, there's 3? Senvi's, don't let me pass them up. If you're watching, I know that you're probably playing your own game. I might walk right past them, so I'll try to keep an eye out though. 3 Stardust in one street? I'm not from Poland. Close. Neighboring country. And you can go up that ladder. Oh, there was a ladder in there, John? Thank you. Remind me to stop smiling at Tinsera and their amusement at the conversation. I'm sorry. Yeah, Kurduk, that conversation between the 2 mercenaries just had me... I almost couldn't maintain reading it. Oh, I was like... My gut felt like it was going to break from internal laughter. Okay, let me go back in here, because John Barry says that there's a ladder, there's 3 Stardust. Oh gosh, this area's, it's got a lot going on. I don't want to talk to them just yet, because I don't want to get involved in like a tournament or something. I want to get Stardust and explore. A box. Is there Stardust? I was just clicking around and I found one. Okay, I have to write this down, guys, in my stream pad, because Flame makes poems for us based on where we find the Stardust. One of our chatters loves to make poems. I gotta go to this pad here and put this down. I'll put the date so that I can remember when we found it. Because I have to give them the description. It's an attic. Okay, that was one of the Stardust that we found. As a matter of fact, here, I'll put one of these up here so you guys can see it. Yeah, I guess I could just do the screenshot. Let me see. Yep, Senvi's 3 on the street. And then when you go to the Undercity... Oh, there's 6 here. Oh, we're going to get a lot of Stardust. I found Tinsera because I was looking for Dragoon streamers, now I hear. Well, Marv, I'm glad you found us. I appreciate your company. You are a very fun person to have in our room. And as I stated, I think besides just Catelyn, you're the only other person from Germany to be here. Kudrak found me through Dragoon? Okay. It seems to be a very popular... It's funny, because I always thought this would be the least popular thing I played. Is a Vegeta VTuber, so I'm not new to VTubers. Well, if you ever want their friend shouted out, just let me know who they are. Here you guys go. This is going to be a bit of a long piece of text for you guys to read. This is from Flame Dragoon. Or Dragon. You guys have seen him in the room. They always write me really beautiful poems. There you go. So they always write me these beautiful poems every time that we find Stardust. They're busy at the moment because they just moved. They have real life things to attend to. They don't actually stream themselves, but there's their name. You guys have seen, that's from Flame Drone. He's got a YouTube channel where they're creating fan dubs and people say he sounded like a younger Vegeta. Awesome. I like dubs. I like the some of my sound effects are from the YouTube dubbed Dragon Ball. that were recommended to me by Inquisitor Nem and Flame Drone and a few others. So we did find a Stardust. We're up 15 now. Attack Ball. His German version of the Dragon Ball Silver is so good. What's their YouTube channel? I might go look at it. Let me list this. We've got to see what that was. Oh, it's not an infinite use item? Nah, it doesn't say repeat. You know, you guys who are really into Dragoon, what's the use of this? I'll give a couple minutes for the people to look over here, because I'm not 100% sure how... It says minor enemy only attacks the one ally. So is it to force the enemy into attacking a blocker? But you know, if it's a minor enemy, I'm not really sure how useful that is. Zatakai Raiden. Okay. Thank you, Marv. I'll check that out. I go to YouTube every now and then. Where's my stream pad? I'll check that out. Because that kind of humor, I want to see it, but YouTube would probably never recommend it to me, so I wouldn't be able to find it otherwise. There's my pad. Yeah, I don't know what this Pandemonium's good for. I haven't used it yet. I think it's a repeat item. I don't know how far we're going to make it through the story today. I went way over talking. Let's see if we can find a couple of the Stardust before we leave. Yeah, I get it. He's just voicing it over, which is cool. I still think that's funny. Those are fun times. You had to refresh? Yeah, browsers get weird sometimes. First the Dragoon dies. Oh, first the dragon dies. Then those in Basil lower their guard, taking advantage of that. Attack the royal castle. These guys don't even realize that I'm... Okay, that's fine. I don't think there's a Stardust here unless I'm missing it. It's weird because you could go up the ladder. On the table, maybe? One in the barrel. The barrels. Between two barrels was the hint. Let's put that in the stream pad for Flame. Okay, I got that in there. Got another one. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna play... I play Legend of Dragoon. The next playthrough, guys, will be... I might do it tomorrow, since we didn't get to do much today. We just spent the whole day talking. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow morning. Because normally it's Wednesday morning, though, is when we do Legend of Dragoon. But with all our new friends from Legend of Dragoon, I almost feel like I should play this again tomorrow morning. The next two... Wait, the two next to each other on the grab. Okay, thank you, Senbis. I got that one. I hope it's okay to send a link for episode 5 of Dragon Ball Silver Dub. If you whisper it to me, I don't mind putting it in the room, yeah. I don't know if you just whispered it or not. Because sadly, I ran out of time, guys. In real life, I have a very limited amount of time I can play on Monday mornings because I've got to work later. I have lots more time to play games on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, though. And the next one's in the shop. Is this your link, friend? Let me see. I think that's your link. I'll just copy the whole message so you guys know. Marv is sending a link to, I think it's a video on YouTube. There you go. Which is this shop? Aren't you new here? Yeah, I'm new here. What do you got about it? Oh, the yellow. I bet you it's the yellow arrow. While Senvies is here, let's pick up this Stardust, if it's here somewhere. Is it in the bed? Cupboard? Bed? We found one in a bed once. Found one in a fire. Not those beds. Not the bushel. It's warm and comfortable because of the fire. It does look cozy, doesn't it? I'd live here. Blue arrow. Oh, all the way up here? So I'll just say this while we're looking for the dust. Thank you guys for joining us. Welcome to our community. I'm glad to have you on board. All the new peeps who came in, you guys are so awesome. Traditionally, my schedule looks like this. Tomorrow morning is free. I can play anything on Tuesday mornings. So we might do Dragoon again. Tuesday evening, 5 p.m. Eastern, will be Front Mission 3. Wednesday is normally Dragoon morning. And in the evening is free. And I play anything the community wants. Thursday is my day that I stream with others. So I might be on Fruity's channel doing Age of Empire. Let me give Fruity a shout out. Because, there we go. If you guys don't see me on my channel and I'm hosting Fruity Spruce, it's probably because I'm in their stream. We collaborate a lot. Or not a lot, we're trying to collaborate more, I should say. And Friday is our other half of the storyline night at 5 p.m. Eastern. Marv, it's always a pleasure to have you in here. We're going to find someone to go look at, actually. I think some of my friends are streaming right now. Let me see where this last one is. The blue arrow. Senvies, are you still there? Thank you for the torpedo. You know, we added that because I play World of Ships sometimes. Do you want to find... Where's the last one so that we can end it on a Stardust find? Oh, never mind. Mysterious Adventure. Can I talk to you a little? You guys look like... Well, I can tell you're just from... Or not from around... I didn't know this was going to do this. In addition, you've been on a very risky adventure. I can smell it in your aura. By the way, I have a great story to tell you because you appreciate the real stuff. Just between you and me, I defeated the... Oh, this guy's... Okay. He has a feather. You'll be poisoned by it. You don't trust me? They're like, this guy tried to steal our identity. Is there a guy who defeated the Fey brand in here? Point, do it. It must be you. Come with us. Wait. I'm just a businessman. I was lying about the dragon. Oh, that was classic. Did he drop it? It's in this part of the room, in the barrels in the front counter. What's this on the floor? Okay, this is a good place for us to do it. Okay. This Stardust. Okay, I wrote that down, guys. We found 3 of them, so we have to go to the under place to get the rest. Okay. What we'll do is, I don't think I have to look for a save. We'll just go to the map. I'll get my raid messages up for you guys. Oh, no. Senvis, you gave me perfectly good directions. I wanted to read that, but I have some things I have to do in real life. Sometimes on Mondays I stream a little earlier and I get more time in, but this stream didn't get to start until my 11 a.m., so I have so much more time in the week. This is the only day in real life that my job starts early. The rest of the week I'm overnight, and I don't have many problems with playing for 4 or 5 hours. Okay, so we did save. Okay, let me get you guys the raid messages, and then we're going to figure out who we're going to go after. I'll put the messages up, though, so that people can take their time, and if you want to use them. In other words, just make up your own. I don't care how you do it, just show love wherever we go, and you don't have to stay wherever we go, it's fine. I know how it is, after a long stream you gotta go. But I like to take us places that are welcoming, where you guys can find some other friends. We'll see if somebody's streaming something close to what we were doing. Oh, I also, as a note to you guys who are new, I post a raid warning when we're going to an 18+ channel, since mine is not. Most of you are probably older than that, so it probably won't bother you. Right, let's see who else is on and what they're up to. Let's see. We've got Slime Rancher. I've got Ledger Dragoons going on. We have Art. Is Marv still here? Did you want to meet Kat? She's actually up and live, and I haven't raided her in a while. I don't know. Marv might not be on. Let's see. We have Legend. If you guys want to keep with classics, I have Angry Barman is streaming The Legend of Zelda. Or do you want some cutesy time with Slime Rancher? Because we got Keisha playing some Slime Rancher. I forgot, it's her wholesome week. She actually has to be wholesome. Oh, I just wanted to know if you wanted... I was asking opinions about where you guys wanted to go. If you guys had a preference who we rated. I'm trying to figure out who the last... I cycle through my friends list as much as possible, and then I ask the community, of course, sometimes, just who you guys want to go. I was asking if you wanted to meet just Catelyn. Well, you know what? Okay. I did Keisha. I'm personally going over to Keisha's room in a little bit to at least enjoy some wholesomeness because it's her wholesome week. So let me do this real quick. Shout out to... Okay, it's not in my listing. Mayor Emmy, can you do a shout out for Keisha? Why not all of them? Yeah, I'm picking 2 essentially. Keisha's doing Slime Rancher, and I want to see it because our community's been asking me to play it. Thank you, Marin. So I'll be in both rooms, But I want to go and say hi to Jess Catlin because I mod there. So I'm going to probably raid into Cat. I'll put my message up. It is an 18+ room, only for language. She's doing art right now, so I want to go and see what she's working on. And Marv, she's German, so, but she does prefer English be spoken in her room. So we're gonna go and raid Cat because I haven't been over there in a while to raid her. So I'll get the raid going. Thank you guys again for all the new followers. I hope to see you again. We might stream some more Dragoon tomorrow since I didn't get very far. I'm sorry that it was mostly just chatting, but I loved meeting you all. It was just a beautiful time. That made my morning, by the way. And Mare Emmy, thank you again. Special shout out for Mare Emmy because she raided and brought more beautiful friends into the channel. You guys are all welcome. I think I could see that barely on my screen. When I'm raiding, when I go into the raid menu, it basically cuts it off. But we will hit the button as soon as I get the ending stream card up. Everybody have a wonderful day and night. Enjoy your food, your curries, your drinks, your popcorn, whatever you're having. Hope to see everybody again tomorrow.